you are ready to get an agent, you have done all of your homework, you're submitting to them, and crickets. Let's fix this. Keep watching this video so that you can know exactly what to do to stand out in the submission process so you can get the agent that is right for you. Hey pals, in this video, you're going to find out the 3 key steps when submitting to agents so that you actually get meetings. And then I'm going to be sharing my top tips for agent interviews, as well as how to pick the agent for you at the end of the day. I am Jennifer Pilak. I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and I'm an actor, a performing artist, I'm a coach, and I'm here to share all that I know about the acting process, personal awareness in a playful way, and creative business tips for you actors, performing artists, and creatives that are all out there. Hit the like button if you are excited to watch the rest of this video, and subscribe to my channel because there's going to be videos that are coming out every single week. This is a 2-part video series about how to get an awesome agent. So if you have not watched the first video, please stop this video and go watch that video, because there are tips in that video that you need to do in order to do the things in this video, and this video is going to make a lot more sense if you go see that video, so go watch that video. How many times can I say video? Okay, agency submissions. There are 3 major steps to this. The first one is to have the right mindset about it, which means put yourself in the agent's shoes. Agents are super busy people. They are managing a lot of different actors. They get tons of emails every single day. So you need to craft your email so that it's easy for them to read. And you also need to understand that if you don't get a response and you get a no, it has nothing to do with you personally. It might mean they have enough people on the roster. It might mean you're not the right fit for them, which is good for you at the end of the day. And also it could mean that they just are crazy busy and don't have time. In fact, I would expect a lot of non-responses and no's. I would even track it. How many no's and non-responses are you getting, and track it as a positive thing, because it's evidence that you are actually taking action on reaching your goals. And this industry is about patience and persistence and hard work, and understanding that this is a marathon and it's not a sprint. It really, really is about really enjoying the process and knowing that you're gonna get to where you wanna go. It's never gonna be the way that you imagine it in your head, but you will get to where you wanna go if you keep pointing your compass in that direction. So just take a breath and know that if it's not working out this time, you can wait a few months and try again. Step 2 is to be strategic. So these are the best ways you can be strategic in the submission process. The first is to have a spreadsheet where you're tracking everything. You should have all of your agents' names on there, their emails, the best way to submit to them, whether you've emailed them and followed up with them, etc. You should know how to do this if you've watched the first video and followed my instructions, so make sure you watch that video. Second is to follow the submission instructions. So every single agency will have on their website how they prefer submissions to happen. So make sure you follow those to a T, because if you're not going to follow the instructions, that says a lot about you as an actor. You're not conscientious and you're not paying attention to detail, and all those little things matter as a first impression. Also, try to submit to agents during less busy times in the season. And for those of you who don't know when the less busy times are, typically it's January and May and June. Those are typical months when things are a little bit slower. You can try to submit during other times of year. It just might be a little bit more difficult. Also, ask for referrals. So if you know there's an agent on your list that has someone on their roster that you know, get in touch with them and see if they'd be willing to give you a referral. So what that can look like is they can email that agent directly and say, hey, a good friend of mine, blah, 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 is somebody that I know super well, and they are looking for agency representation. I think they would be awesome. That is super helpful because this is an industry of relationships, and if an agent already has someone on the roster that they love to work with and they're recommending you, that can be a huge edge for you. And my last strategy tip is to include a testimonial about your work in your agency submission letter. So you could do this by asking an acting coach, or you could include a review about your work that's perhaps been in the press from a play you've been in, or you could even ask some fellow acting students or actor friends that you know. Ideally, they have a little bit more clout in the industry, or they are a little more well-known. That's extra good if you could do that. The reason being is this is an industry of relationships, and there is something powerful about having that social acceptance, and having other people vouch for you sells you a little bit stronger to people who don't know who you are. Step 3 is my favorite one, and that is to craft your submission like a boss. Here's the thing. You want agents to read your email super quickly, and you want them to do 2 things. You want them to, 1, click on your demo, and 2, you want them to want to set up a meeting with you. How do you do this? Well, you need to make it really clear in your submission that you are a skilled actor who understands the business, who can book and make them money. So yes, agents, they have a bigger why. For sure, they want to help you live out your dreams. They love that. That's why they're doing it. But at the same time, they want to make money. This is their job. So they need to be able to see you and go, aha, ding, ding, ding. I have a spot in my roster for them. I totally know what their castable type is because it's super clear to me by just looking at this demo. I know how to pitch them to casting. I know exactly the casting directors to pitch them to. And why will they know this? Because you've done your homework that I talked about in the first video. In your submission email, you need to come across like a professional, reliable actor who is great to work with, and you want them to want to take a chance on you. So you can also do this in the way you craft your email, and that means it needs to be easy to read, it needs to be super specific, and it needs to be personable to show some personality, yet professional. I have created a cheat sheet for you that you can download for free. Just look below this video. I have added a link right there for you. And by getting that, you're also gonna get subscribed to my weekly email list, which has free tips and tools for actors and performing artists and creatives. If you do not want that, just unsubscribe, no problem. So I'm going to rapid fire list all the things that you need to make sure you include in this email, okay? 1, make sure you address it to their actual first name. 2, include a personal greeting and why you think you're a great fit. 3, name drop. Include the name of the person that's referring you, or include the testimonial that you got earlier on. 4, flash your best 1 to 3 cards in like 1 or 2 sentences. So that means talking about the fact that you were a lead in a play recently, or you booked 3 commercials recently, or you just got in the room with a new casting director. These are all really attractive things that you could mention that an agent will go, 5, include a list of the materials that you have included in this email. So you want to say that you've attached a resume below, you've attached a headshot below, and then I would write in that list, include a link to your demo. That link should be the thing that stands out the most. So you want them to like scan down, see the link, and you want them to click on that link first. 6, you want another list of your other highlights that you could mention. So if the agent's gotten down that far in your email, they may be wanting to know anything else about you. So you can include other highlights about you and also maybe a few personality-based things. 7, you want to include a list of your castable type and your age range. So give them examples of the types of roles you could play and how old you play. 8, bold certain words in your submission letter. Make it easy for an agent to quickly click on your email, scan by looking at those bold words, and either they're gonna wanna click on your demo link right away because it's attracted them already, or they're gonna wanna save your email and read it later when they have more time. I'm also gonna include some don'ts in the submission process. 1, Don't be vague. Don't use vague language like, I am a unique fit for you. I'm a passionate, hardworking actor. I have lots of skills. Okay, every single actor is doing this and saying this and believes that about themselves. You need to be even more specific than that in your email. That's gonna make you stand out. 2, don't be creepy. You might have stalked them on Facebook and Instagram, and maybe you learned a few personal things about them. Don't mention that in the email at this point. It might be something you could bring up later in a meeting if you think they're more of a casual type of agent, but I would not do that in the email because that could creep them out. 3, don't make your email too long. I can't emphasize this enough. Agents do not have time to read a long email, so it's gotta be short and sweet, but specific. 4, don't lie, don't make stuff up. You'll eventually get found out. It's bad karma anyway. 5, don't follow up a million jillion times. I would suggest following up twice. Emailing them 3 times is probably more than enough. 6, don't give up. Email like 20 to 30 agents to start. Follow up with all of them twice. If you really don't hear anything, take some time off. Wait a few weeks to a few months, then try again. You could try some of the same agents or start trying to target more agents. So you might end up emailing like 100 to 200 agents, especially if you are in a competitive town. So know that this is a process, it takes time, but that if you do it right and you are really strategic about it, you're going to find an agent that is going to be the right fit for you. Okay, on to my tips about agency interviews. So you get a few meetings with agents. What do you prepare? All right, first is look up the agent. Make sure that you have a good sense of who they are on IMDb. You've looked at their roster. You're sure that you would be a good fit on their roster, that there isn't any other talent that looks exactly like you and that is in the same tier as you. You also want to check out their social media pages. You might be able to find some information that you can equip yourself with so that you go in feeling confident about who they are. You might not use any of this information in your meeting at all, but it's really helpful to just kind of get a sense of who they are before you go in. Because as a reminder, you are also interviewing them. I know it can feel like you are being interviewed and that's it because you're the one trying to get representation, but it is honestly a collaborative business relationship. So you need to interview them and get a good sense of who they are and whether they're gonna work well with you. You wanna get a good sense of their overall vibe. So feel how your body feels when you're around them. That's my best tool, is like, do I feel safe and comfortable with this person? Do they bring me joy? Do I feel guarded and weird? Like that's really important information to pay attention to. What is their communication style like? Is it easy to talk to them? What kind of a chatter are they? Are they like all business or are they a little more casual? And you might want one or both of those things. So check that out. Get clear about how they actually communicate in the day-to-day. Do they like use email mostly or text messaging? Can you call them? How often can you meet with them to talk about your career? Make sure that they get you. So do they get your personality? Do they get what your goals are? Do they get what your type is and how they could cast you? Do they get you? Does it feel like they do? So make sure that you're clear on that. You also want to go in there feeling super confident. So what I like to do is make sure that I've exercised that day, that I've done some meditation, and that I'm looking my best. So you want to dress as you on one of your best days. So wear a favorite outfit, have your shoes be clean, make sure your hair and makeup is nice, and you want to just show your personality and show who you are. So be yourself as well. You don't want to put on this weird character or anything, but be yourself. You also want to bring in a copy of your headshot and resume, so make sure they're printed all nice. Lastly, some agents might give you a script to prepare, and perform in front of them in the meeting. So make sure that you've prepared that. I would even practice with a partner just to make sure that you get all the nerves out and are super ready to do this in front of them. Some agents might actually ask you to bring in a monologue that you already know. So you may want to be working on a monologue while you're submitting to all these agents, just so that you're ready in case they ask you and you can pull this out. One word of warning is to have your spidey senses up, because there are some agents out there that are not legit. And if any agent is asking for any money up front, they are not a legit agent. Agents only take a percentage off of the work that you book. So there should never be any asks for any money of any kind. Okay, finally, the great thing happens. You get a few offers. How do you make a decision and pick the right agent? Well, I focus on a few things. First, I look up their IMDb again, check out their roster, just make sure that I would be a good fit on it. So I think through things rationally. Second, I interview some of the actors on their roster. What I'll do is find them on Facebook or Instagram, even if I don't know them, and I'll DM them and ask them how they like working with that agent. Actors are here to support each other, and I had no problem when I was looking for my agent to ask for feedback from actors that she represented. And then last, just go with your gut. You are very emotionally and body intelligent, and your gut usually knows which one is the right one to pick. So that wraps up my 2-video series about how to get an awesome agent. Good luck out there. I believe in you. It's gonna happen. Please let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from either of these 2 videos. I'm super curious. If there are any other videos that you'd like to see me make, please let me know. I would be happy to hear what you have to say. Beyond, remember, subscribe to my channel and don't forget the cheese.